Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth and sincerity worldwide to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. Yeah, this lesson is going to go into this wicked, it's like a wicked folly day, man. This holiday, which is called Thankskilling, all right? It's the celebration of the slaughter of our brothers, the Native American Indians, right? Who are the tribe of Reuben and Gad, all right? You know, this place is just, the Rome 2.0. You know, once they conquered us in 70 AD, they set up an arch to commemorate what them throwing down the children of Israel. So this is just another thing that Rome does, who were ruled by who? The Edomites. And we're in Rome 2.0. Once again, ruled by who? The Edomites. So it's just another thing that they do to show who they are. You know, they celebrate the destruction of the Israelites, all right? And there's many artifacts that prove that the Native American Indians are the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben, man, all right? But I got two news articles queued up. We're going to read a little bit of them, and we're going to filter it through the scriptures, all right? So this is from the New York Times, and I believe this is an opinion piece. And it says, the vicious reality behind the Thanksgiving myth, all right? And, you know, truth is being made to come out right now, man. And that's how Yahweh Shai set it up. Matter of fact, let's get that. It's the beautiful thing, man. Truth is being made known, all right? This is Luke chapter 8 and verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. Yeah, man. That word manifest is being it means to be made obvious. Neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Yeah, man. There's not going to be anything hid in these last days. All right? The wickedness of Esau is being put on display. That man of sin has got to be revealed. All right? So let's get into this article. It says, if Americans continue to insist on associating the holiday with pilgrims and Indians, the least we can do is try to get the story straight, right? This was read in November 27, 2019, year Caragua, all right? And you know, you see this picture, man. And they portray it as so-called, Native American women were there, but guess what? There were no women in this feast, so-called, right? It says, generations of Americans have told themselves a patriotic story of the supposed first Thanksgiving that misrepresents colonization as consensual and bloodless. Yeah, man. This was not consensual. They coveted fields and took them by violence, all right? And it says the story goes like this. English pilgrims cram aboard the Mayflower and brave the stormy Atlantic to seek religious freedom in America. Yeah, they seek the freedom to do as much wickedness as they want, because that's what this place is. The valley of the shadow of death, where you can marry a dog, a cat, whatever, man. This place is defiled. It says, they disembarked at Plymouth Rock and entered the howling wilderness equipped with their proto-constitution, the Mayflower Compact, and the confidence that they are God's chosen people. You see that? Wow. Let's get some. Who are God's chosen people, man? Just Deuteronomy 7:6. All right. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. All right. So the Most High's chosen people are who? The Israelites, man. Where the hell they get this from? All right. That's that manifest destiny, right? That's the thing that Esau has lived by for the longest, right? It says, let's read this again. They disembarked at Plymouth Rock and intercede. Remember, this is a myth now. This is how the story goes. This is what they put out as propaganda, all right? Says they disembarked at Plymouth Rock and entered the howling wilderness equipped with their proto-constitution, the Mayflower Compact, and the confidence that they are God's chosen people. Yet sickness and starvation have their population during the first winter and challenges their faith, right? Meanwhile, the neighboring Indians, who are Israelites, rarely identified by tribe, with whom the English desperately wish to trade for food, keep a wary distance. Just when Plymouth seemed destined to become another lost colony, miraculously the natives make contact through the interpreters saith and Squanto, right? Says the story sidesteps how these figures learn English, nor does it explain Salakia. Nor does it explain why the Indians suddenly became so friendly. The Shechem, or chief, Oshemquin, whom the English know from his title Massakoff, even agrees to a treaty of alliance with Plymouth, right? This is all the so-called made-up story. Over the spring and summer, the Indians feed the pilgrims and teach them how to plant corn. The colony begins to thrive. In the fall, the two parties seal their friendship with the first Thanksgiving. The subsequent 50-year peace allows colonial New England, and by extension the United States, to become a citadel of freedom, democracy, Christianity, and plenty, right? So this is a myth that was told. Now, it eventually became democracy and false Christianity, all right? Let's keep going. Let's see. As for what happens to the Indian next, the Israelites, all right, this story has nothing to say. The Native Americans' legacy, I don't like saying that word Indian because that means savage. The Israelite legacy is to present America as a gift to white people. There ain't no such thing as white people. There's a construct they created in 1681. Edomites. Or in other words, to concede colonism, like Pocahontas and Sacagawea and other famous Israelite of American history. They helped the colonizers move, so like they helped the colonizers and then move off stage, which is lie, man. they killed Pocahontas' father, who was the chief, and took her into captivity. Ain't that part of the curses? Matter of fact, let's get that in Deuteronomy. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 15. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right, let's jump down. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save you. Yeah, man. And that's what happened to the Native American Indians, who are the Israelites. All right? They were when the Edomites came over here, they were spoiled. All right? Let's get some more curses. All right? Then they actually slay all their buffalo just to slay it so they wouldn't have any food source. All right? Thine ox, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 31, thine ox shall be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and thou shalt not, it shall not be restored thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. All right? And that's what happened to them. All right, and there's another thing that happened to them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Then, Elder Apostle Ramla went into how the tribe of Gad and tribe of Reuben had their children taken away from them, and they were put in boarding schools, man. And Esau used that to try and re-educate the people, all right? Because, that word Indian, once again, means savage. Let's read this again, Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fare with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand, all right? Check this out, verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all of thy labors. When this the Native American, so-called Native American Indian land, it says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors, a nation which thou knowest not. Shalaki, let's read this again. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed all way. When they was giving out blankets of smallpox, ain't that being oppressed? All right? When they shooting down this dude, the Indian killer, Andrew Jackson, that was his nickname. Then he wait till the men went off to, I think, hunt, and went in and killed all the women and children. Man, that's a damn devil, man. Who did this happen to? This happened to the children of Israel. All right? I want to read one more, and then we're going to get back to the article. All right? All right, 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations where the Most High shall lead thee. Yeah, man. Are they called by their God-given nationality? No, man. They're called by a proverb. Native American, Indians. Those are bywords, man. All right? Let's go back to this article. It says the the Wampanoags, who are the Indians in this tale, have long contended that the Thanksgiving myth sugarcoats the viciousness of colonial history for Native people. It does. The Pilgrims did not enter into an empty wilderness ripe for the taking. Yeah, right? Human civilization in the Americas was every bit as ancient and rich in Europe, right? It says, that is why Wampanoag, Salaki on the pronunciation, country was full of villages, roads, cornfields, monuments, cemeteries, and forests cleared of underbrush. Generations of native people had made it that way with the expectation of passing along their land to their descendants, right? That, hey, that's clear, man. You know, they thought, matter of fact, let's get that in second Ezra. All right. They thought, when they got over here, 6, I think it's 40. Never mankind do it. Salakia, 12 and 30. And 40. Yep, those were the 10 tribes. Come, the water Yahweh shall shine. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, whom Salmanasseh the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the water, so they came into another land. But they took counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land, right? And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely 1.5 years. And the same region is called Asher. Now you read in 1 Kings, I believe it's 10, where King Solomon had his navy go and get all these different golds and, wood, these precious items, and it would take, namely, 3 years. 1.5 years there and 1.5 years to come back. All right? So this same place, Asherah, is the same place Solomon was getting all that fine gold from, which is what? America. All right? It said when Christopher Columbus, who the world knows as Christopher Columbus, came over here, they was picking up gold off of the damn ground. All right? It's that much gold that was here. All right? Let's go back. It says generations of native people who made it that way with the expectation of passing along their land to their descendants. Yeah, man, that's what they really thought, that they were going to be able to stay in this place and be prosperous. But they went off because they stopped following the customs that Yahweh Shah had set up. There's many relics that show the Native American Indians, the so-called Native American Indians, which is the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben. are Israelites. There's more artifacts here than in our land of Jerusalem, man. All right, in the land of Israel. All right, contrary to the Thanksgiving myth, the Pilgrim One Panag encounter was no first contact meeting. Rather, it followed a stream of bloody episodes since 1524, in which European explorers seized coastal Winnapogs or Wampanoags to be sold, right, into overseas slavery. Look at that, right? Let's go back to the curses, man. You niggas say, man, you niggas gonna die, man. They were sold overseas, man. Listen, man. Hold up, man. Let's read that again, man. You niggas, man. You all Latino, you all black, you niggas gonna die. That's it. You niggas gonna die. Listen to this. It says, rather it followed a stream of bloody episodes since 1524 in which European explorers seized coastal Wampanoags to be sold into overseas slavery or to be trained as interpreters and guides, right? This is Deuteronomy 28. And you know what? That's the spirit, man, because the precepts I have written down, I haven't went into none of them. None of them. This is Deuteronomy 28-68. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt, slavery, bondage, again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, right? For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. No man is going to be able to redeem you, except for our Lord and Savior Yahushua, all right? Through Yahweh, all right? You niggas, man. Y'all gonna die, man. All right? It says, though, I'm going to just say the Israelites because I cannot pronounce that word. The Israelites reached out to the pilgrims not only despite this violent history, but also partly because of it. All right? It says in 1616, a European ship conveyed an epidemic disease to the Israelites that over the next 3 years took a staggering toll on their population. Right? It says afterward, the Narragansett tribe in the west began raiding the Wampanoags. To answer this threat, Osam Quinn wanted the English to serve the Wampanoags both as a military allies and as a source of European weaponry. Right? Yeah, that's it. You see the tribes still disputing between each other. Let's see if we can get anything else out of this article. Okay, it says the Thanksgiving myth also sanitizes power politics of Pilgrim or Salaki. Let's just say how it is. It says the Thanksgiving myth also sanitizes the power politics of the Edomite-Israelite alliance. All right. For years afterward, Osam Quinn threatened rivals in and outside of Wampanoag tribe with violence from his English allies. Such intimidation played a far more important role in the Wampanoag's alliance with Plymouth than the first Thanksgiving, right? Let's see. That's it for that. Let's go into this other article, right? And this is from Business Insider, and I'm going to just get the highlights of this one. Says the true story behind Thanksgiving is a bloody struggle that disseminated the population, it decimated the population, and ended with a head on a stick. This was written November 20th, 2017, right? And I believe it was updated yesterday. Says most Americans grow up with the story of how English pilgrims and Native Americans came together for the first Thanksgiving in Plymouth. In reality, peace didn't last between English settlers and their one Panad allies. The two became embroiled in devastating war just a generation after the famous feast. All right? Lord willing, I leave these articles in the description box. That's something I seen earlier. So the time that we came over here, the Judah, Levi, and Benjamin was transported over here in slavery was when Virginia, right, who made the construct of so-called thing of being white people, because they're not white, they're red, they're Edomites. Says settlers in Berkeley Hundred in Virginia decided to celebrate their arrival with an annual Thanksgiving back in 1619, according to the Virginia Pilot, along with the Washingtonian, reported the meal was probably little more than some oysters and ham thrown together. Disgusting. Abomination on abomination, right? But our people love following the traditions of men. They love celebrating these wicked-ass holidays. But what did Yahweh Shah say do, man? Regarding the customs of the wicked. And I ain't want to make this too long, but that's how the spirit roll, you know. The first part, you know, just came on out. All right, this is Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, and the point is in the first part of this verse, first part of this precept. Learn not the way of the heathen. And our people love the way of the heathen. They love following traditions of men. They love, you know, following a multitude of evil. Hey, and it's been that way. Let's get rid of that. Right? Our people love following the way of our oppressors, man. It says, this is First Maccabees 1:11. In those days, there went out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen, an agreement. Hey, didn't we just read how, you know, the chief of that so-called Native American tribe wanted to make an agreement with the heathen, and it backfired on his ass to the point where they left few in number. All right. It says, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we had much sorrow. Right? We have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward therein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise in Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. All right? And what Yahweh Shah said do? Thus saith the Most High, Yahweh Shah, learn not the way of the heathen. All right? And that's what our people have been doing constantly, man. Constantly going off, following a multitude to do evil. Because you celebrating these wicked-ass holidays, man. That's evil in the sight of Yahweh Shah. He didn't give you these days. We have our own customs, man. All right? This is Exodus 20:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline after many to risk judgment. All right? And you don't supposed to wrestle with judgment. When Yahweh shall say that the Edomites are going to be put away and put into slavery, you can't wrestle with that judgment. But more importantly, you can't follow a multitude to do evil. You're doing evil celebrating the customs of the heathen. Why? Because Yahweh shall said, don't do it. All right? And he ain't delighting in these feast days, man. All right? He don't care about you praying and thanking him for the wickedness that you're doing. All right? Let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. I hate and despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. All right? And that's when we were going out, but that's more prevalent even now, man. Your solemn assemblies, you going to that damn whorehouse, which is the church. All right? And your so-called feast days, you celebrating your birthday. You celebrating Mother's Day, Father's Day. These are your feast days that you're living in wickedness. All right? Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. Yeah, man. He ain't even looking at your head right now, man. He's so fed up with your wickedness, he turned his back on you, man. All right? But the children of Israel is now coming back to our power. But it's always been like the way of the wicked, matter of fact, seducing us to go off, right? And you know, wicked men out of Israel, all right? Persuading many to follow their example of how to go off. Let's see. This is Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. Yeah, man. You eating pork, shrimp, and lobster, man, that's the way of the wicked and seduces you to where you think is a damn delicacy. Just because a so-called white man who is Esau Edom say there's a delicacy, you want to follow the ways of the heathen. All right? You want to celebrate these wicked-ass holidays. All right? You want to uphold traditions of men. You feel that, yeah, we didn't do it in so long, so now, man, matter of fact, yeah. The water hour. That's another precept just popped up. Ecclesiastes 8. Yeah, you've been doing all this wickedness for so long in your pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, celebrating these wicked holidays. You don't think nothing's going to happen to you. But he just said he despised your feast days. All right? This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sin is against an evil work. Let's read it again. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Yeah, man. Since you don't feel the recompense of your error right now, you think everything is okay. You think it's fine to keep going on with what you're doing. All right? But once again, you following the customs of the heathen and the traditions of men. All right? And Yahweh Shai even said something about you follow the traditions of men. All right? Yeah, let's start at verse 6. He answered and said unto them, well hath Elias the prophet, well hath Elias, who is Isaiah, prophesied of you hypocrites. As it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Yeah, man, you get in front of in front of your family and your feast day, and you talking about thank God for this, and thank God for the new car, and thank God for this food. Man, guess what, man? Let's read this again. He answered and said unto them, ye have Elias prophesied, well hath Elias prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Yeah, that's a commandment of man to celebrate this wicked ass holiday. All right, and you've been teaching your kids this for so long. All right, you follow the traditions of men. All right, it says, for laying aside the commandment of the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen. Ye hold the traditions of men, celebrate Thankskilling, as the washing of pots. These are more examples, and cups, and many other such like things ye do, right? And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of the Most High, that ye may keep your own tradition. All right? And that's what you do out here. You so-called whack-a-tacky Christians, when you find out that you're not supposed to celebrate all these holidays, you still do it. Why? Because it's a tradition. All right? And guess what? The Most High got recompense coming to you because you don't want to turn back. We know that all in all, that's in your lot, that's in your story. But guess what? We got to bring out the judgment. So you can't say you were never told this. All right? Lord willing, it's been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Shalom.